How's it going, everybody? So they just revealed the new season on the Warriors Den, and I'm sorting out my thoughts right now. Well, for you it's tomorrow, but for me it was just right now. There was tons of stuff that they showed. The new Griffin hero first and foremost, then an upcoming testing ground with changes to 4 heroes, a complete map rework of Beachhead. So if you're wondering why you're going to see some Beachhead footage in this video, that's why. And then obviously new armor and all that. The stream was over 2 hours long. I will link to it in the video description so you can check the parts a little more in depth than what I'm going to show you here. I will go over every single change in future videos, but as I've explained in the past, I'd like to get my hands on it first and test for myself. As can be witnessed by Twitch chat just now, people tend to overreact and come to conclusions that might not necessarily be true. And I'm not excluding myself here. Something that I might consider a big issue can turn out to be much smaller, or the other way around. But I will cherry pick a few things and give you my 2 cents on it. So let's talk about the new hero and the elephant in the room. Griffin, aka Old Man Holding Cross, and his reused animations. We've seen some of the moves when the leak a few months back came out. We knew quite a lot already. I will not discuss these, but let's not pretend like they didn't exist. And even when the trailer was released on Tuesday, I think, we've had the comments of that video filled with JJ's own attack and all that. And then the same yesterday on stream. Well, third sidelight is Raider heavy, Shoff is pretty much LBs, Finisher heavy is Highlanders, and so on. I mean, in the end, it's absolutely whatever. I'm not going to defend it either though. Yes, I absolutely would have preferred if the hero had got brand new, unique animations. Arguing otherwise would be pretty disingenuous. But it is what it is. Whether it's COVID related, budget issues, time constraints, whatever. We need to face reality that For Honor is not a priority title at Ubisoft. They won't go out of their way, especially not during these times. But people complaining how the animations look shit and whatnot, I don't quite follow. What I've seen on the stream look pretty good. The animation blending and the general flow of the hero seemed alright to me. What is important though is that we get a strong hero. Not a stillbirth or some abomination that we know will take tons of work to make good. And Griffin seems pretty strong. From what they've shown, this hero will be an absolute teamfight menace. Massive hitboxes, dodge attack, for which they said it has tons of iframes, and then those feats. Good grief, I don't know yet, but if Warmonger is any indicator, then Griffin's feats will swing the pendulum completely the other way. Corruption made everyone die quickly, but now nobody will die because of all the healing that can be put out. Seems like another good reason to bring up single pick again. Just imagining what it'll be like with multiple healing bots, or supports as you call them, on the map. The horror. Playing a bleed hero will probably be absolutely impossible. At least I'm assuming that those heals will also cleanse bleeds. Maybe he'll be AIDS enough for some people to change their minds on this topic. Certainly feels like talking to a wall or preaching to the choir. There's nothing in between. At least that's my experience. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the hero. Seems pretty strong and I can't wait to get called Bash Spammer. That'll be a new experience for me as a conk player. Then moving on to the testing grounds. From December 10th until December 17th. Meaning directly at the start of the season we'll have this week-long testing ground. 4 heroes will get quite some changes. That includes Warden, Peacekeeper, Shugo, and Nobushi. They went rather in depth on the stream, and despite some quite obvious changes, there were also a few surprising ones. Like Warden obviously lost his back dodge shoulder bash, but now gained the ability to chain into shoulder bash from every move but shoulder bash. Same as for Griffin, I want to get my hands on these changes first before judging them, but there are a few that I want to pick out. Like I said, Warden back dodge shoulder bash, amazing change. That had to go, and I don't think anyone can argue against this. Does this make Warden weaker? Definitely, but the game's better off without it. Same as Shugo. The hyper armor lights, without question, had to go. He's now following the frame advantage rules laid out by the CCU. This does make him weaker, but holding on to identity and whatnot, as discussed in the past, is something we should avoid when looking at what balance changes are needed. But speaking of what changes needed, and what to look at when making that decision. Demon's Embrace lost its armor. In my eyes, a completely unneeded change that makes a move that was pretty much unusable in 1v1s even worse. But let's look at what explanation they gave us. Two things. First, it's an oppressive mix-up. Oppressive is pretty much a synonym for working. Out of all the mix-ups, this is one of the easiest to avoid. I've made an entire video outlining exactly what you can do to nullify huge portions of Shugoki's offense. And now that Shugoki is getting a roll catch, the universal answer of rolling away has also been taken away, meaning the mix-up got buffed to the required levels now. But the second part is the truly mind-boggling one. JC said that Hug is the move that lands the most in the entire game, an over 80% success rate. Are you shitting me? How? Well, let me tell you how. There are two options. For one, they did not separate guaranteed hugs from the ones thrown out as an actual mix-up. After a wall spat, you can hug for free, or your teammate sets it up for you. That's probably one reason for why this number is so high. Or, the second option, this game's player base is just utter fucking garbage and gets hit despite all the options to avoid it. The move is terrible in 1v1s and insanely punishable on top of it. It is mind-boggling to think that for the full population, with guaranteed hugs excluded, the success rate can be over 80%. It just can't. I refuse to believe that the majority of players are so bad that this number actually holds up. The change to this move was unneeded, and when seeing the reasoning behind it, makes it even more questionable. Making an already bad move worse because of bad players seems like a really bad design choice. Sorry to put it so bluntly. Let people improve and let them learn how to counter it. You don't need to hold their hands all the time. Sometimes is enough. But talking about hand-holding, one PK change. Obviously the big changes are getting her unblockable property on her finisher heavies against bleeding opponents, but I want to talk about another statement. Apparently they changed the deflect input button from light to heavy. After 4 years, they randomly changed PK's deflect button. Why? Honestly, why? What's the reason behind it? But what irks me here is that dodge attack and deflect button are the same, which in my opinion should never be the case. Shaolin, Nusha, changed theirs, but not PK's. I get that for Orochi, there's not really a choice, that's fine. But on other heroes, why is it good design to reward random dodge attacking with the deflect? Doing random shit should not result in a better outcome. Inputting a deflect should be a conscious choice and not a coincidence. It's just as confusing when Zerka's auto-deflect got removed, yet Shinobi kept theirs. There needs to be consistency here. This would also mean that deflect input windows need to be the same. PK enjoys the largest together with Shaman, which I think should be standard. But let's move on to some enjoyable news. Beachhead got changed. The map has without a doubt been one of, if not the worst in the whole Dominion map pool. And seeing these changes, oh my god, the map team did an absolutely outstanding job here. This is so much more than I ever expected of a map change. The bridge, the capture zones, removal of drop attacks, this is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to actually play this one. I've already said it last time, but the map team is on an absolute roll, and I'm really looking forward to what they have in store for us next. Same for the spawn changes in duels and brawls. I've actually considered Beachhead to be a pretty good brawls map already, but the removal of the fires makes it even better. The map is now amazing on all game modes. Once again, terrific job. So let's wrap things up. Tomorrow, Saturday 5th of December, we'll have the close qualifiers of the Dominion series. Each region pits the 4 best teams against each other. So if you're even remotely interested in competitive, I'd absolutely recommend watching it. There will be an official stream. They have only half announced the commentators, and I'm quite curious whether they can live up to it. If it's Vivid Nas, I have no doubt that the boy can carry the stream. He's an amazingly charismatic caster who can bring up many anecdotes, as he knows most of the competitors quite well. Let's hope the guy they brought in that previously did the Hero series is up to par. Frequent tournament watchers are used to quite an amazing roster of casters already. Let's hope Ubisoft decides to dip into that talent pool for future events. That's all I have to say for now. All relevant links for you to catch up yourselves are going to be in the video description. And obviously, in-depth looks of all these changes will follow once I get to play myself. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Laters everybody.